So here's a quick video. Today is Friday, November 18th. This is where we stayed the past 2 nights. This is what you might recognize as a ballet studio, a yoga studio, a meditation room, an art studio, whatever you want to call it. The family that we're staying with is a SERVAS family. So we've stayed for free the last 2 nights through our organization, SERVAS. This is our second international host. The first one was the 2 nights before this, and actually our first host hooked us up with this host. So it's worked out really well. The last 4 nights we've stayed for free. This is kind of a loft area, so I'm going to show you the house now. It's really fascinating, and the people we've met through SERVAS are some of the most interesting people we've met in all these trips. The husband of the family we're staying with is into reflexology completely as a hobby. You can see these are ears and he's learning all the different pressure points and all the different passageways of the ear, how they connect to other parts of the body. There's feet stuff up there as well. So now we're going to take a look at the rest of the house. Now this, you can see very clearly, it's a workshop. It's a woodworking workshop for the most part. I think they do some stuff over in the back, like sculptures and maybe even some metalwork. For the most part, it's woodworking. The husband, who does reflexology as a hobby, his main profession is teaching woodworking. He teaches shop class to adults on weekday nights, a couple hours a week. So I'm going to show some pretty cool stuff here. But this is part of their house. Keep in mind, we're on the, well, this is the second floor of the house. That's the room that we just stayed in. You can see that door, uniquely designed by the husband. His name is Guillermo. You can see the benches. This was the first night we arrived. They had a class going. It was their last class of the year. They run 3 nights a week, and it's all year round. They don't really stop, except for they stop now, which is November, and I think they said they pick up maybe again in March or something. But this table right here that I'm showing you, this was designed by one of the students. It took maybe a couple months, I think, for him to make. But you can look at the detail. It's been stained. You can see the inlay piece right there. I mean, this looks really professionally done in my mind. I'd be really proud of this if I made it. I know that my dad and my brother could also make something like this. I probably couldn't unless I had the guidance of a teacher. Here's another stool that someone made. You can see the carve outs in the sides. Pretty plain except for a little bit of rounding. However, here is pretty much almost the exact same little table, except it's got wood inlay in it. Look how fine that detail is. It's got the little curves to it. It's definitely got a lot more detail to it. This piece over here, another little plain piece, but it's got these nice little grooves into the side. And this piece is actually really cool to me. You can see this is also more wood inlay into the top. And then it's got these nice little grooves on the sides. Whoever made these may be Guillermo's, the teacher, and the husband with the family we're staying with, but it's a pretty darn cool table to me. Someone has made. Someone actually carved this piece here. I don't think they're done with it. I think they're probably gonna. It was someone in the class that we saw, but I think they're probably gonna pick it up where they left off next year when they start the class back up. This piece, by the way, let me show you. I think she's trying to make eventually this piece right here. So I think she's trying to make something close to that piece out of wood. That looks like it's cement, or yeah, I think maybe it's some sort of concrete or cement sculpture. So she's trying to make that out of wood, and this is where she is currently. anyway, it's kind of cool to see. We saw some other things that were really cool. Someone built a Big Ben out of wood, the clock tower in London, and he said his brother's a really big fan of the Beatles and kind of all things London, and so he was giving it to his brother as a gift. It was also very neat, very intricately detailed. So it was really cool to show up. We had no idea that they had this going on. We showed up to stay with them, and they had this class going on. We got to meet all these people, adults who work during the day and then come do this just to kind of relax at night. And since it was the last class, over here we sat and had some drinks and food at the end of the night. This piece was something else that a student was doing. So I don't want to get too much into his stuff, but so you can see here there's a bunch of paints and varnishes. He's got tons and tons of tools, all sorts of different chisels and hammers and whatever those things are, little lathes or something, I don't know, saws. He's just got so many tools for almost anything you can imagine. Now we're gonna go down. There's no lights on down here, but maybe we can still see with a little bit of light. Maybe I'll try to find a light to turn on. This is just a more of the workshop where he does more straight cut pieces. This is where the guy actually made the table. I think these are probably drawers right here. You can actually see the dovetail. Well, can you see? Yeah, the dovetail joints there and there. Tongue and groove. I don't know. That's what that is. I'm using some words I'm not super familiar with. You got some more equipment over here. Anyway, this is Guillermo's shop. He's got all sorts of sinks and stuff. Here's a little, just a two-step lean-to ladder that he's built or building. That says for sale, and it's little chess or checkerboard tables. Here's another table that I think he built, another table that I think maybe he built, not sure. Little box that he built. Anyway, we'll get to some more light. I want to show you the rest of the house. It's really cool. Here's more tools, by the way. Can't see all that well. There's not a light on in here. So something I want to point out. This is the front porch. Let me adjust the light a little bit. This wall right here, Guillermo built, and it's all reclaimed wood, all recycled wood. And you can see it's curved. It looks straight down and it's curved. They, as some of you might know watching, they had to soak the wood in order to get it to bend. But anyway, Guillermo built this out of recycled wood. Pretty cool wall. Now, let me show you the house real quick. It's a very nice place. This bench he built. In fact, I mean, he's pretty much built everything. And the interesting thing, well, to me it was, Guillermo's brother is also a carpenter. So you can see here, this is all recycled wood. This is that same wall on the inside of the house. Hola Guillermo. ¿Qué tal? Salimos muy pronto.
No. ¿Querés que vaya? ¿Los alcanzo ya?
Sí, sí.
Dale.
Al tigre.
Lo llevo. ¿Los puedo llevar a la estación?
Sí, sí, el tren.
Al tren, vamos.
Ajá. Y 5 minutos.
Bueno, dale.
Sí, sí. Such a beautiful house. Tu casa es muy bonita.
Qué bueno.
So the last thing that I wanted to say today, I wanted to get your opinion on something. Guillermo, you got to see firsthand. I kind of wish you had gotten to see Patricia, his wife, as well. and their daughter Vera. They were really, truly wonderful people. But Guillermo, tell me if he does not look just like a cross between Bob Ross and George McFly from Back to the Future, Michael J. Fox's dad from Back to the Future. So look back at the video briefly, look at Guillermo, and tell me he doesn't look just like a mix between Bob Ross. Bob Ross is the old painter from PBS. Many of us might remember him from 30 years ago. He's the guy on the PBS show that used to paint. So if you don't know who Bob Ross is, look it up. Look up Bob Ross PBS, and it'll come up really quickly. And then George McFly. Tell me what you think. Thanks.